Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Hashtag Makeup Together, How to Make a Simple Dinner. Tonight I am going to be making some gluten-free baked chicken nuggets, and then we're going to have I'm going to do like a little side salad, and actually I'm still kind of thinking of what the other side is going to be, so I'm going to be thinking about that while I'm doing the nuggets. So what I went ahead and did is I preheated the oven to 450, and I went ahead and cut up the chicken so that way I wouldn't have to pause the video because my hands would be like super dirty. So we're going to go ahead and get started on breading the nuggets. Alright, so to start out, I'm actually going to get a bigger bowl. Alright, so we're going to get the breading going. Actually, I think I'm going to get a bigger bowl. Alright, third time's the charm. Alright, so here's the bowl that I'm going to use. I'm going to be using almond flour, so I'm going to put 1.5 cups of almond flour into the bowl, and then I'm going to season it. This is the breading, obviously. So we have some salt. We're going to put in some pepper. You can kind of season these however you would like. I'm just throwing in some things that I would normally put on them after. So this is ground paprika, garlic salt, which I'm running really low on. And then I'm going to also add in some onion powder. I like these flavors all together. And so I'm going to go ahead and stir all of this up so that way all of that gets incorporated. You want to make sure that you use almond flour for this recipe because almond meal is coarser. So for this you want to find something that's pretty fine. So that's what I'm going to do in here. I'm going to try to break up all of the lumps. And then I'm going to get another bowl that I'm going to have just egg in. So I have 2 eggs over here that I'm going to put in there. Alright, so that looks like it's good. And I'm just going to be using some regular eggs in here. That I'll actually use this small bowl because I don't need anything like super ginormous. So I'm just going to crack these eggs and then mix it up. And then I'm going to get my assembly line going. Alright, so I have my pan here. My hands are clean. I'm going to go ahead and spread it around just with my hands because I want to make sure that the chicken does not get stuck to here, especially with the breading. So I just kind of spread it around like that. And I just want to make sure that it all gets coated. This just is done with just olive oil. And so I have my chicken breast here. I took 2 breasts and then I just cut them up into some small pieces. And so step number 1 is going to be to coat them in the egg. And when you pull them out, you want to make sure that you get all that excess off. That is very important. So we have all that off, and then I'm going to just throw it in here and bread it. Alright, and there we have it, the chicken nugget. And then I'm just going to lay it on here. And then I'm going to have 1 hand for eggs, 1 hand for the flour, so that way the flour doesn't get super like filled up with all of that. And then I want to make sure that this doesn't have too much egg in it. So that's why it's important to get off all that excess, so that way when you throw it in here, there's not going to be like a lot of extra egg goop in it. Keeps everything separate. So that's all that I'm going to do, and I'm just going to lay them there and try to keep them not too close to each other. So we're going to go ahead and keep going with all of those. I'm going to do one more for you guys to see. So just kind of let it swim in there and then grab it. It's like super slimy actually. So with my middle finger, just kind of in the middle of my fingers, I'm going to do it like that and then just get it in there. Kind of pat it to make sure that the coating stays on there pretty well. And so that's what we got. Just like that, pretty simple. And I tried my best to make these like the same size. I guess these are more, I don't know, they're a little bit bigger than a typical chicken nugget, I guess longer. So these would be like small chicken fingers, but same concept. And I'm not going to be frying them. I do not like frying a lot of stuff. Number one, it's just super messy. And if you can bake it and it works, I'd say just go ahead and do that. I've heard things about the air fryer, but I don't have one yet. So if you are watching this and you've made it with an air fryer, I'd love to hear how it worked out for you. So I'm just going to continue going with those until they're all breaded. Alright, so I ended up with 2 pans, and they are ready to go into the oven. So I'm going to put them in here like this for 10 minutes in the oven, and then I'm going to take them out and flip them over. Alright, so with the chicken nuggets, I'm going to do some green beans. I know that this might seem so simple, but just doing it this way makes a huge difference. So rather than pouring the green beans into the water and boiling them, I think it tastes much better when you steam them. So under here, I have some water, and then I have this little thing, and I'm just going to pour some in, like that. Actually, I'll probably take out like a little bit because, well, no, I think we'll eat all that in one sitting. All right, and then I'm just gonna leave it, put the lid on it, and we're gonna just let it steam. And then once it's done steaming, I'm going to just put in some butter in it, make it nice and creamy. All right, so the 10 minutes is up for these, and we're gonna see how they look. I'm gonna be using these so that way I don't flip them using a spatula. All right, so this is after 10 minutes on one side. I'm just going to try to flip these really carefully because I don't want any of the breading to come off. And so I am next going to put them back in the oven for another 10 minutes, still on 450. It was sounding like they were making a lot of noise in there, and I was like, man, I hope that these are not burning, but no, they look like they are doing pretty good. So I'm just gonna flip all of these, and on the other pan as well, carefully, really trying not to take off that breading. And then I'm going to stick them back in for an additional 10 minutes, and then we'll kind of test them. I'm gonna have to see whether or not they're done on the inside, so we will get to that. So I'm going to continue flipping these and put them back into the oven. Alright, so I decided for my next side that I'm going to do just a regular little salad. I have cucumbers here and tomato, and this is just a mix of some greens. There's also pea greens, which are the tops of the pea plants, so that's in there as well. I probably won't eat this because my sarcoidosis has been just going crazy. I don't know why, and so my stomach has just really been upset, and tomatoes are not good if you are having stomach problems, because normally I would eat them, but with them being a nightshade, I just want to kind of stay away from it. But I want to make sure that everybody else in my family gets a full meal, because I'll probably just end up eating the chicken nuggets and the green beans. So I'm just going to kind of chop up just some basic vegetables, just make a pretty basic salad. I'll probably shred up a little bit of cheese for them to enjoy it, just to kind of make it a little bit more fun. So we have those in there, just a small little salad, and I think that's about it. And then I'm just going to be waiting on the chicken nuggets to see how they are doing. So I'm just going to cut up some vegetables for a little salad. Alright, so I'm just waiting on the chicken nuggets and the green beans, and I'm going to go ahead and shred some cheese, put it on the bowls, and go ahead and get all of that ready, get the table set. So if you have watched this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate the support. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. And if you made this recipe, please let me know. I'm going to tag me in it on Instagram. I'm going to post the final picture of everything once it's done on Instagram. Be sure to go over and check that out as well. And if you made this recipe but did some modifications that worked out well, please let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. And lastly, if there's anything that you guys would want me to make, I would be glad to try out your recipes as well. So thank you so much again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye.